Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a really long time since I've uploaded a video, and I really do apologize for that. Unfortunately, life just kind of got the best of me the past month, and I've been extremely busy. So I do apologize about the lack of videos, but I'm back and I'm better than ever, and I have an update for you guys today. So the last that we left off, Matthew had graduated BMT, and I actually was supposed to be uploading a graduation part 2 video, and sadly that won't be happening because I lost the footage while trying to edit. Day 2 was pretty much the same as day 1. They had a small ceremony, and after the ceremony we dispersed, and we had a little bit of alone time. After our alone time, we spent family time, and the rest of the weekend kind of followed suit. Saturday, we did the river walk. We had all day with him, so we really just took that opportunity to explore. We did lunch, kind of just explored the river walk and such. And then Sunday, the rest of our family had to leave, so it was really just me and my husband and our son, and we got to spend the entire day together in the base hotel, and we just kind of soaked it all up. And then Sunday night came, where he had to report back in, and I had to say goodbye to him. I said goodbye, and of course I was upset. I was heartbroken over it. I was leaving my heart in Texas, and it wasn't a good feeling. But less than he left me at 6, so less than 6 hours later, about 6, 7 hours later, he called me. He got his phone back. He got his phone back midnight Monday morning, and we were in communication ever since. So he is currently right now in tech school. He's at Shepherd Air Force Base in Texas. I'm super excited that we are on to the next phase of this journey, and it just means that we're one more step closer to us being together in a house under the same roof and just being able to be a family. So yes, how has tech school been for us, you may ask? It's been great. It's definitely been an adjustment, without doubt. I definitely didn't anticipate such an adjustment, but it has been one. And it's not always easy, but we make it, and we make it work. We get through it. So a quick recap of how the beginning went. And I feel like this is where the biggest adjustment needed to take place is when he first got there, because not every trainee that gets there is going to immediately start classes. It depends on the class size. There's a whole bunch of different things that factor into it. I'm also going to take a quick little time out and just throw in a quick disclaimer. I am only speaking of my experience, or I should say my husband's experience. He is very open with me, and we communicate a lot, so I get a lot of the firsthand information directly from him. And yeah, so this is our experience. Everyone else's experience is going to be different. If you are currently at Shepherd as well, it might be similar, but again, it could be different. So I am again just referring to what we have been through and what we have experienced so far. But back to the story. So yeah, like I said, our biggest adjustment was in the beginning. I didn't realize that it would be about a week later until he started classes. So he kind of got there. He did his briefings, his initial briefings, and I was able to talk to him. Once he was done with that, I was pretty much on the phone with him, after he got back to his dorm till nighttime. And it was great. We had a lot of catching up to do. There was just a lot of amazing conversations that were had and things like that. The following week he started classes, and I feel like that's kind of when things got a little bit rough, because I just wasn't expecting the drastic change of communication that we had. I wish I was a little bit more prepared for the following week, because the following week the communication went from here to here, because he's not allowed to have his phone throughout the duty day. And I wasn't expecting that. He's also an hour behind, so that's 5 o'clock my time. And yeah, like I said, I just wasn't expecting it. And then another thing I didn't realize was that even after he was getting out of classes, he only had a small window to run some errands that he needed to run, whether it was going to the post office to pick up mail, pick up packages that I sent, going to the mini mall or the BX to pick up supplies that they need, because they do have to buy supplies. There's just other things that factor into after school activities that we don't 100% can take into consideration, like meeting with finance or meeting with an MTL or floor meetings. There's just a lot of things that go into the errands that they have to run. So it was a little bit of an adjustment on my end, trying to figure out and gauge like what time he would be calling me, how much time we would have. And then of course it was the beginning, so every time he called me, I felt like I was bombarding him with 100 questions that I was thinking about throughout the day. And I obviously couldn't ask him throughout the day, so I would write it down, and then by the time he called me, I would have a list of like 10 to 15 questions that I would have him answer. And our conversations just felt like it turned from a conversation between two people in a relationship to a conversation between two people who were in business together. Like, it just didn't feel right. So we, we had a conversation. It finally got to a point where I started feeling really hurt by it. And I spoke up. I let my husband know that I was feeling a certain type of way. I let him know why I was feeling this way. He reassured me that that wasn't his intention, but we worked through it. Like, he heard my issues. I understood where he was coming from, which again, he was just basically, he was reassuring me that he does love me. He wants to be able to give me all of his time and attention, but the reality is he does have things that he has to do. And it's just a matter of us finding that balance in a routine. And I can without a doubt say that it takes a couple of weeks. The first week is pure bliss because you get them back. Sometimes they don't always start classes right away, so you get a little bit more communication than you would normally. The second week is major adjustment period, on both ends of the relationship. It's an adjustment for him or her, and it's an adjustment for yourself. And the third week is kind of when things start falling into place. Like, they're comfortable there now, where they have a routine. They get out of class, they go to the post office, they go to the BX, and they're back in their dorm by 4:30. Which is 5:30 my time. I know that's when I'm gonna usually get a call. So it does balance out, and it does seem more like there is a routine in play. That was our first couple of weeks there. It was hard at first. It was a little bit better in the middle, and at the end of it, the first month, we were great. Our communication was better than ever. He was doing a really good job of giving me what it was that I need, and vice versa. The biggest key to all of this is communication. I mean, I can't stress it enough. So after about our first couple of weeks there, I was actually able to visit. And it was amazing. It was about a month and a half into tech school. And I was able to visit, and we had an amazing weekend. So at Shepherd Air Force Base, because I am married, I am able to sign Matthew off of base for the weekend, where essentially I would go in, I would just sign this form. They took my car, the rental car, they took the license plate, and they asked for my hotel information. And I was able to sign him out with a 4392. Now they can only do this in phase 2. I will quickly go over the phase system. Shepherd has a phase system, which basically is when the trainees first arrive, they will be in phase 1. Phase 1, they have to stay in their OCPs. They are not allowed to wear civilian clothing. They're not allowed to be in a car. They're not allowed to drink if you're, legal to drink. You can't leave base. There's just a whole bunch of things that you can't do. Phase 2, you are able to leave base. You can ride in the car. You could drive a car. You can wear civilian clothing. You can be signed out for the weekend. There's just a lot more privileges that you get during phase 2. And then there is a phase 3, which phase 3 is pretty much the same as phase 2, except I believe for phase 3, if you are married, you can you have the option to live off base with your significant other. But that's the gist of the phase system. I might be off here or there. Do not crucify me. If you want a more detailed breakdown of the phase system, definitely just let me know. Shoot me a message in the comments or on Instagram, and I will send it to you because I have it. It's way too in depth to go over, and I'm trying to dwindle the time of my videos down. So that was about a month and a half ago. About a month and a half ago. And I'm actually supposed to be going to visit him again this weekend. But that's not happening anymore because I know you know what's going on in the world. And unfortunately, COVID-19 has put a damper on a lot of our plans. And it's okay. It was sad and it was hard to accept at first, but it's fine. So yes, I was supposed to visit again this weekend to see my husband. I was supposed to bring my son because he was really missing my son. There's a travel ban for military now, and we will not be seeing him until we move, which, fingers crossed, is still going to be the beginning of May. Anything can change though. So, you know, it's hard, and I mean, I can sit here and talk about it for hours really, because going through it is just different, you know. I don't even know how to explain it. I just feel like it's taken such a toll on so many people's lives, military and non-military. You know, I try not to be biased because now I am military, and it's really affecting a lot. So we can only just pray that everyone gets on the same page soon and this travel ban is lifted so families can be reunited after being apart for so long, and, you know, other families can just move forward. So I really, really, really do hope that that changes soon. I'm not gonna let it affect my attitude though. At first I did, but this is the military life, and, you know, as much as I don't want to be told this is what we signed up for, at the end of the day, it is. I am extremely grateful for my husband and what he's doing and what he is sacrificing for us. But my role as a wife is to be supportive, and that's what I'm going to do. As much as it sucks, my job is to be supportive, and I'm going to ride for him. I can choose to freak out about it. I swear I could. But it's just not going to do any good for anybody. But yeah, I mean, if it's affecting you, I'm so sorry that it's affecting you. I know that it's going to be affecting a lot of people because they're no longer having graduations for basic training anymore. And that just breaks my heart saying it. You know, I had a girlfriend in Texas when the news broke that graduation was closed to families. It was the day before graduation. She was there in the hotel just waiting for the next day. And sorry, I could get emotional, but yeah, she was there, and, you know, the news broke, and I can only imagine how everyone feels not being able to see their MN graduate. And I don't want to sound heartless when I say this, because I did see mine graduate, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It does not, by any means necessary, take away from what they have achieved throughout those 8.5 weeks. It does not make them any less of an airman. It does not and should not make you any less proud of them because you didn't get to tap them out. And again, I feel for you. I'm so sorry that you guys were denied that experience. My heart truly breaks, but it's okay. You know, it's gonna be fine, and we just need to support them a little bit more throughout this, because you don't want them to feel like they're losing out on something either. But like I said, it's okay to grieve it, but grieve it and then, you know, move on and let them know how extremely proud you are of them no matter what. And I just think that that's the most important part. But that was my update. So I feel like this video was kind of a little bit all over the place. And I apologize for that. You know, I ramble. It's what I do. It's why you guys love me. But that was my update. I really hope that you guys are all doing well during this crazy time right now. And I really do hope that, you know, this all passes so we can get back to our regular scheduled programs. I am praying for everyone, and I am, you know, I'm just keeping you guys all in my thoughts and in my prayers, and your airmen as well. So if anyone has any questions, as always, reach out to me on Instagram or in the comments. More than happy to answer them. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. As always, it has been an absolute pleasure. Bye.